iBooks has been around for years on iOS, but it just recently came to Mac in OS X Mavericks. I'm Alex Bavolsik from HowToDoTech.com, and today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of iBooks for Macs. So iBooks for Macs is actually really a simple application, and the whole point of it is to allow you to view books on the Mac. So there's not a lot of emphasis put into the actual application library, which is really what we're going to be looking through. The whole point of it was just to give you access to books you've already bought for your iOS device. Now the application is quite simple, and I'd just like to point out that this is kind of just a helper application for iTunes. This is going to be in conjunction with iTunes for things like syncing books and purchasing them. Now, I'd like to start out by talking about the iBook store, because this is where they look the most alike. The store format is just like iTunes, but it's really under-featured. So the store itself still has that same right sidebar, and that helps you get to things that are important, like your wish list or, say, purchased book. But the thing is, it's still going to only show you your purchased or your wish list for books, not for other media. That was a nice touch, but it is still under-featured. I'd love it if they would add the home button at the top. You have to go back all the way to the home now, which is really annoying. Also, I wish they would put that thing where you have your Apple ID and then you have quick links to things like your account or to your wish list or other things like that. Now, these are not included just because this is a very I'd like to call it unfinished version of the iBook store. It's a lot like how iOS used to be. If you looked at the App Store, how it was separate from the iTunes Store on an iOS device, the App Store was really under-featured, and this one is just as bad. Now, these at the top are very simple to get through, all these quick things like categories, and these quick launches are very helpful. But again, I'd like a home button, maybe that Apple ID thing. But it's still a great way to look for your books. Now, if you are unsatisfied like I am, you can still get books through the iTunes application, and you can still go and add things to your wish list just like before. Nothing's changed with that. And then your books will just sync once you've bought them through iTunes onto this application. So the actual library itself, there are a couple different views. You have your all books, collections, authors, categories, list, and so on. Now, I like collections the most, mainly because of the reason it's really organizable. So right now I have purchased. I can also look at just books in general or PDFs, and I could add more collections right now and just name them. So maybe I named this K for whatever reason. Now, one thing I did notice, the only way to delete collections is actually with the keyboard shortcut Command Delete. There's no mouse way to do that or trackpad as of right now. So I don't know if they'll add that in the future, if they just looked over it, but that's something to think about for collections. Now, for PDFs and collections, I have two right here. I'm just going to talk about how these things open. For a PDF, they weren't very imaginative. They just have it open with preview. So if I looked at the New York State physics reference table right now, it just opens with preview. Nothing's new with that. I could just search through this with a file explorer, and I had the same functionality before. So I'm just going to quit that real quick. What's really new and what really makes this application important is the book viewer. So I'm going to open up the Guinness Book of World Records 2013, and it's going to leave off actually right where I was before, but if I want to go back to the beginning, I can just tap that, and that brings me kind of like my table of contents at the bottom, and this is the first page. Now, again, we have that table of contents feature. We have going back to your book library with that button up there. Also, I have bookmarks up here. It shows me my bookmarks. I bookmarked page 16. If I want to get rid of that, I just have to hit the X. If I'm ever on a page, I just hit this, turns red, and I've added a bookmark. As you can see, now 18 is also bookmarked. I can search for page numbers up here or keywords. If I type in page 5, and it'll bring up page 5, and it'll just jump me there real quick, and I'm at page 5. This is great for things like textbooks. Now, if you want to just flip the page, you can do a 2-finger scroll on a trackpad or a mouse, or actually a magic mouse that's going to be 1-finger scroll, and then really everything else is pretty straightforward. You can make this full screen if you so desire, and then everything just melts away. Just put your mouse at the top for the functionality and bring it back. Now, the entire app itself can also go full screen if you hit that arrow up there. Once again, everything dies away. Mouse up for the functionality. I don't like it. I like keeping the window view just because this is such a simple app. I don't think it needs to go full screen because I'm just looking for something real quick and then opening a book. Now, finally, I'd like to talk about the viewing options on the right. For this, I'm just going to go to all books, and there's different things for sorting. I like title. I'm just an alphabetical guy, but you can do whatever you want with your sorting. You can show titles and author, which I have below. If you don't have that, then you just have covers to look at. And then you have purchases in the cloud. Now, this is going to look just like how iTunes Match would look if it wasn't for the fact that I don't have any purchases in the cloud right now that I haven't downloaded, or at least hidden in the cloud, which you can do. So I don't have anything showing up right now, but you normally would, and you'd have that little iCloud at the top right where you could download it, and that's probably really helpful for you if you don't store all of your books on your Mac. Overall, it's a really, really simple application. It's just there to give you the functionality of reading books that you've already purchased. So we hope you have enjoyed this tutorial from howtodotech.com. If you have any questions, please leave them down in a comment below, or you can email us at howtodotechyt@gmail.com. We are also on Facebook and Google+, so if you have any questions, you can always ask us there, and feel free to circle us or like the page. You can also click on our YouTube channel to look at more content we have created, or click on one of the icons right now on the screen to go to those playlists to see more tutorials. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I am Alex Bavolsik, and I will see you next time.